Football Club has a grand history. Formed in 1877, making it 147 years old, having won 15 premierships, produced many champions and a number of legends. Trevor, there's many legends of the Williamstown Footy Club because of the age of the club.
True, the club was first formed in 1864. It's one of the very oldest Australian rules clubs in Victoria, and of course over that period of time there have been a great number of legends who've represented the Willie Footy Club.
Barry Round?
Behind me, of course, Barry Round, a real true legend, played until he was about 38 years of age, captained, coached a Williamstown premiership. Terry Wheeler, of course, an AFL coach with the Bulldogs, and later playing coach with Williamstown, won a premiership. Great AFL player himself, great VFL player when he came across to Williamstown.
And the picture behind you, Trevor, the great Ron Todd.
Ron Todd was a true champion of the game at both VFL level, as it was at that time when he played with Collingwood, and later when he played in the VFA with Williamstown. His first game with Williamstown, I think, was played at Yarraville, and they had a crowd of 17,000. They had to put on special trains and buses to get people to the ground. Such was his popularity. But a fantastic footballer, and also a little known fact is that he's a cousin of the great triple gold medalist at the Tokyo Olympics, Dawn Fraser.
Now, Trevor, Ned Kelly, you'd have to be joking.
No, it is a fact that Ned Kelly did play 11 games for Williamstown in 1873. He lived in Williamstown from June, I think the 25th of June, 73 until late January 1874.
So Ned Kelly in 1873 played 11 games. Are you certain of that, Trevor?
The club records confirm that, and also should say that he was on track to win the best and fairest that year, but he was suspended late in the year for 6 weeks for headbutting the emergency umpire.
All documented?
All documented.
Ridgy Didge?
Yes, it's true, and the reason why he was in Williamstown was that he was, of course, serving a prison sentence on the Hulk Sacramento, which was situated just off the point here at Point Jellybrand, and he came ashore each day and worked on the seawalls and the artillery base, which is situated just next door to the ground. Later on, he was moved from the Sacramento and lived on the artillery base for the last 3 months of the time that he was here. So, being so close to the ground, of course he played for Williamstown.
Was he a good player?
He was a very tough centre-half back.
And sort of what sort of tactics did he use in those days? Is that documented?
Unconventional tactics would be the way to describe them. Played his first game in June, played the rest of the season, 11 games, and the last game, regrettably, was when he was reported for the offensive headbutting the emergency umpire.
So his name in the records is Ned Kelly or Edward?
Edward, brackets Ned, those are brackets Kelly.
So you're certain about all this. Is there any other evidence that you can give me to tell me that Ned Kelly definitely played here on the hallowed turf of the Williamstown Football Club? Well,
apart from the club's historical records, which we have, in 1928, when the grandstand was constructed and the foundations were being dug, there was a very important relic to confirm the existence of Ned Kelly, which was uncovered while the foundations were being dug.
Really?
Yes, and we do have it. The club holds it in its, still has it in its possession. I can show you if you're interested.
Yeah, I'm most interested.
Well, this came from the foundations as the grandstand was being dug. If you'll just pardon me, this is quite a heavy relic. I'll do my best to lift it up for your viewers.
Oh, look at this. Hey? How heavy is that, Trevor?
About 50 kilos.
Oh.
I can just hold it.
Well, you want to put it down again?
I'll try to.
Yeah.
It's believed that Ned in 1873 had planned the events which were to take place at Glenrowan in 1880, and this was made as a forerunner of the armour which was to be made later on.
This is the prototype?
This is the prototype. This is where he got the idea while he was here in Williamstown.
Well, I reckon that it's worthwhile having his photo up on the wall as part of the better players or legends of the Williamstown Football Club, the Seagulls.
He is a legend of the Williamstown Football Club, yes. And we're proud to have Ned Kelly played with the football club. As a matter of fact, I've just come back from Europe, where I attended a legal conference and presented a paper on the trial of Ned Kelly, in which I concluded that he did not receive a fair trial and should have been acquitted. That was quite a lengthy paper of some 50 pages which I put together about the trial.
Was that the reason you put that paper together, because you would have liked to have seen him play more games for Williamstown?
He should have played more games for Williamstown, but because he's a Williamstown ex-Williamstown player, obviously I have an interest in what happened to him later on.
Well, President Trevor Monty put a convincing argument about Ned Kelly having played for Williamstown, but you have to make up your own mind. However, one thing is for sure, the Ned Kelly legend will outlast any of those legends playing in our game today.
Great story there, Benny, and some questions to be answered.
Yeah, what do you reckon? I mean, Trevor Monty, the president, he certainly sold the story, but I'm not quite so sure.
Well, it is in the papers quite often from those days, from the earlier colonial papers with the Williamstown supporters after they lost a close game saying we was robbed.
Well, I mean, the thing I want to know is, you know, we've seen plenty of footballers wear helmets in the past during a game, but geez, that must have been a hard ass for Nick.
I reckon he made a fantastic stand in the last quarter.
I heard he came out all guns blazing.
Oh, enough of this rubbish.
The jury's out?
The jury is out, but we might hear more on that, Benny.
We might do.
Great story. As we go back to some more highlights from Catani last Saturday.
He was shooting them out from long range, apparently.
Half back flank for the Demons, up it goes. Punched